Hello and welcome back to another episode of Railroads Online. I am Rever, and I have only spent a few minutes since the last episode. But for you guys, it's probably been another day till this one comes out. And we've got our track in the last episode, not track, but our road bed pretty much up here. I'm sure there's going to be issues we run into, but I'm hoping that in 1 hour's time we can get that all the way down there and be connected at least. I don't think we're going to have too much more time than that, but at least if we get connected, we'll be able to say we're connected and take our first train trip up here. And maybe the next episode, we'll see. I may, in order to get this done, I might cut some things out to get it to be an hour. So without further ado, let's just get right into the rail laying, because we need to get it done if we're going to get it done. So this is just going to be siding, and I'm going to go right to that tree with my siding, and that can be my backstop just in case. Okay, is that good enough for me, right? So if a train comes in and goes too far, it'll bump right into that tree. That works. Now this, by the way, nothing we can do about it right now. We want to make sure your track is like pretty darn close, but the hitbox on these two, they're two separate things. And if you're off just a little bit on where you're dropping off your beams in particular, it's gonna not count them. So be very careful. Make sure you line that train up each and every time in the exact correct location. But we don't want that. We want this. So used to clicking. So used to clicking on the grading the whole way up here for hours. A good hour. I mean, I didn't cut anything out of the last episode, so you guys saw it. You saw the real thing. Yeah, this is... I tell you what, half the challenge is just working around the trees. And I guess I could just cut them down. Oh, I never did check the account balance. I said I was going to do that at the end of the... Just want to make sure, even if we have to change that track, I don't like to cut every tree down. Okay, let's end it there. That should be a pretty straight spot. And it worked. Like I think that whatever we just did there, it's going to have to work, because otherwise we're going to be down the side of the hill. This does not have to be a high-speed track. You can tell from the noise that you hit the tree, but sometimes... Right, now we got to really not cut that tree down. I guess we could always do our dirt trick. Yeah, so let's take a look at the money. Oh yeah, only 1,200. So to give you an idea, I think well, let's say we don't have to get an idea. We can go look. The rail cars. So we're going to have to get... We already have plenty of these for lumber, so we can just use our lumber cars. But then we're going to have to get this cordwood car. Now, we only need 3 of those, so that's going to be like $600. And we can't really drop off much cordwood, but we can start dropping off a bunch of this lumber. Then we're going to need these hopper cars that are $850. And I do wish they would tell you what it held here. But apparently it holds 10, according to the thing. So... I mean, this is kind of a long ride. Did you think we'd want to get at least 3 of them? Well, that's going to be, in the neighborhood of $2,500. So, yeah, it's going to be rather expensive to get. And then the other thing is dropping off lumber up here. If you look, it doesn't matter how much we can drop off, because it converts it instantly to iron ore. There's our iron ore up there. So this can hold 290. But if you imagine, we have to drop off one of each of these to make one iron ore. So right now we can only hold 24 total. I'm sorry, if we do it like the ratio, we could hold 12 of each, right? Which would be 24 on our 6-car thing. So coming all, and that doesn't pay us anything more to drop it off here than it did down like at the sawmill or to go to the depot. Right? So if, in other words, if we wanted to go to the depot and do it, then we would make just as much money for that short trip as we do for the long trip. I do kind of wish they would work that out a little bit better. I understand the economy's simple, and in some ways, not the focus of the game at all. But it still would be nice to see that. So the point being, we only have $1,200. I don't think we have too many more trees to cut down, but at the same time, that's nowhere near enough, considering we really only have like $600 if you measure out the fact that we need to buy those other 3 rail cars. I mean, I think we should just get 3. That's what we can store and easily drop off. And then if we want to get 6 in the future, we can talk about what that would require exactly. It's better to start here and go down, because you can meld it in. More. It's really not straight coming out of that turn, is it? That's what happens when you got all those trees in your way. How does our turn look? That's a little bit sharpy right there. I've done better, but I think we're within tolerances. Right, but I didn't like the way this was a bit of an overturn. Yeah, that's going to look nice. You definitely get some experience, and I see people complaining still on the Steam forums, and yeah, I mean, if you don't like laying track, go play Derail Valley, right? It's a wonderful game. I like Derail Valley a lot. I like this better because I'm a builder. I like building games, but it doesn't take away anything from what Derail Valley is. But this is looking not as friendly as I thought it was. Swing it. Use up the whole. But I want to get closer over here. So it looks like we're not quite straight on that. Yeah, we'll leave that go right there, because then we'll start with our. Now they're straight across, and then there's. I think we'll be okay. I just want to make sure we're going to look good. Oh, I did the wrong one. Right. Yeah, that looks pretty reasonable. Now, can we get it to be straight in one shot? Probably not. Well, that's pretty good. Oh, come on. Click. Yeah, actually, I got that right that time. My eyeballs must be much sharper this morning. That's what rest will do for you, right? Get a good night's sleep. I know some people swear to that's the secret of good health and long health. Plenty of sleep. Going on. Won't let me attach that. Let's try it from this way. There you go. Cool. So we got our first bridge done, which wasn't too bad. Still got a long way to go. That's all right. We'll get it. Let's see if we can manage to make this one look as good. You know what? That was dumb. Yeah, look, it doesn't let you. Or do I have to be right in the right spot or something? Yeah, that was dumb because I should have just kept going. That was a nice. Wrong one. No. Not letting me. Why can't I attach to that? Why don't we just do this? Can I? Yeah, you let me attach there, and then let's see. Can I get that guy to go? I think that will be close. Yeah, look at that. Oops, it's getting off a little bit. Come on, click. Nah, not really though. Come on. Yeah, it is off a tiny itty bit. So let's do X. Y. There we go. Got it back close enough. There we go. All right. So now let's switch back. Tree cutting time. All right. What do you guys think? I think I would have fast forwarded that part or done something. I tried to be quiet so you didn't miss anything. I didn't say much. All right, so let's get across this bridge here. Yeah, I think if I stretch it out, let's see how we. That one's clicking nicely. I don't know why it doesn't click sometimes. Get the whole way. Yeah, close enough. It's like I end like that each time, don't I? Oh, now it's not clicking nicely. There we go. We can. Nobody will ever notice. Doesn't quite end perfectly, but yeah. So it's going pretty well. You know, I don't know what to expect other than follow the yellow brick road. Come on. Now to sync. I need to get back in sync. It's like a baseball player. Just has to have his timing when it comes to pitching. There's nothing you can do to get it back other than to get it back. Or I should say when you're batting. You know, like, it's tough. But the problem with turns, I think I said at one point that I think that the turns are as much a problem with your speed as anything else. And obviously, I think fighting hills is the toughest. But the problem is, like, in a lot of circumstances, if you don't have any turns, you can really work your momentum with these trains, and you could get a really, like, if it was just a really flat spot, you just get that chugging up to 100%, and you can carry a huge amount of momentum up that hill and make that slope. But if you've got like a turn at the bottom, or before you can go up, and you just can't go that fast around that turn, and that is just a killer. All right, so this is the spot. Let's get down into there officially. But this is the spot I would like to take another look at, is up ahead. And the real question is can we cut the corner? Because I was thinking about it a couple episodes ago when we were down there, because we got the last episode, we just got this part finished, as far as the road bed goes. And the one before that we had was when we had done this part here. So it's been a little while since we visited this, and I feel like let's get out of this turn. We can decide. All right, so let's that tree's gonna go. So what I'm thinking of is this is reasonable, right? As long as I kept it fairly straight without looking like a drunken sailor. Yeah, and then we get to this spot where I think we could do some straightening, right? We might be able to come over this way a little bit better, but more than that, what I want to see is somewhere over here is a way up. But is this just too steep? I mean, I was making it up it before, and I'm pretty sure that I came up like right here. Right? It's steep, as opposed to we go all the way down that way. and then come up. And we're already at a pretty good height when we're here, right? So see how I even actually turn away, and then we keep following that instead of coming up right there. So let's just see what happens if we... What were we at? I forget what our slope was. I think we were at a 5 slope here. That's... yeah, we can do constant grade. And let's go back to, say, here. We were at... Yeah, that's see. So we were at an 8 grade coming up out of there. So the question is, if we can make the 8 grade here, why wouldn't we just do this? Can't see it. Right, is that... Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, that's... Look at that. All right, we could... Oh. Oh. All right, yeah, we'll end it there. Like I was just talking about straightening that out anyway. Yeah, I mean, I other than there's a slight turn in it, and that could cause other issues. I don't know, are we at a... Yeah, see, I like that a lot better. I mean, it takes quite a distance. Off of our trip. I don't know if they're at the same height or not, but let's see. Not quite. That's right. I don't think anybody would notice that. All right, so we swing that a little bit wide around this hill. And I think that saves us quite a bit of distance. How does this look? Yeah, it's a pretty, and it was a pretty sharp turn, so we're certainly, we're certainly causing a... I would say the biggest issue is if we have the sharp turn right here, which we don't. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get rid of this other, because let's go look and see, get an idea of how long this is. I doubt everybody watches every minute of this or pays that much attention like I do, but I mean, this is a pretty good... But it's nice, it's a little bit less steep, and maybe that'll make the difference one day. If we have issues with a certain train, we know we can come back out here and go a little bit less steep. But we still got the steep part I don't think we can avoid without a whole rethink. Yeah, see, that's a lot of extra distance if we can cut that out. All right, that seemed pretty reasonable. Now, would we do it any different? No, I think that's, it's pretty reasonable. Let's start cutting down some trees for it. I definitely want to make this a good turn. See what it looks like without the trees in the way. Did I get you? see, we're down to $1,200, and we're not done cutting trees. I didn't realize we had left this many, but you know what? We kind of need to do it. We can always run a few more lumber runs and build up our bucks. See how this goes. See, right off the bat, I don't like that. All right, we're going to straighten that out. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oop, geez, that time I did it. That was definitely my fault. Though I do still think there's something that's a little overzealous in the whole mouse department there, as far as spinning that camera around. See if we can do this in one shot. That'll guarantee straightness. There we go. So how's this look? Nice sweeping turn. Very sweeping. Yeah, I think we can. Certainly seems reasonable. Nothing swaying like the ocean. That looks nice and straight and better. Yeah, so the big thing, the worst turn in this whole thing was, yeah, I think I'm even gonna, there you go. Right, yeah, that'll give us a better shot. The worst turn in this whole thing was down at the bottom of the next hill, like when we come down there. Mess that up a little. Yeah, I don't like it. I messed up. And I started going in the wrong direction a little bit. I really should have kept it like right there is where I messed up. Maybe even right there and right there. Yeah, we'll keep it to the left side here. I started heading over to the right. And that next turn, I'd rather stay out this way than cut it in a little bit, because it's not gonna be a sharp turn, but we can take a little bit of it out of it. And maybe we kind of. This one's fairly tight, and you just have to remember to slow down. Just fine. You really need to be slowing down for the curb ahead, you know. I mean, for this portion, because you don't want to take that going too fast. Oops, did I miss? I want to re-rail a train. So the bottom of this hill was the worst turn, in part because it's the bottom of this hill. But also, we'll fix that in a minute on the way back up. We really want to do it. Like, I had to rebuild it a couple times because it's just maybe I really probably should have redone my whole bridge last time. I'm feeling what I want to do. Come over this way. See what I mean? If I come further straighter out, I can kind of more gently get across here. Yeah, we still have a lot of trees to cut down. Yeah, let's so what we were at like a 6 pitch or something, weren't we? We'll do constant grade to get started. Yeah, we'll start from up here. All right, I just want to swing out further. Yeah, 4 grade. Five grade. Now, that should save us some. Now, the only problem is our 5 grade's going to get in our... Actually, that 5 grade saves us a lot of the... I want to do that. Let's get rid of the other one. A little more windy, but I don't think we're going to want to be going fast anyhow, so... And I think that just saved us a bunch of slope at the top being steeper. All right, that looks pretty good, I think. Yes, that's good because we got a 5 grade. I'm actually liking what I just did there. Thought I cut this tree down. A different one or something. All right, so let's see what we have to do to get this to work. It feels like we're not as high as we were, but I think we were. Yeah, let's do variable grade. Oh no, let's do constant grade. We might. There's 5. Yeah, so it's going to pitch up a little bit on us, but yeah, I think that's reasonable. Like, in other words, this is going to be like a 7, and I think this is what, an 8? I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be... I'm curious to see. This is like the real test for that porter. Like, if that little porter... I don't know. I don't have a problem with it that it can pull it up here, but if the other bigger locomotives with supposedly more tractive effort can't, then I'll have to agree that... But I haven't had another locomotive besides that porter. Now, the other thing is I've never used the sand on that porter, which seems like, you know, you should have to on something like this. I think you could see why I would think that. So we got not only a hill, pretty constant turn during our hill. I'll leave this swung way out wide. This is the bottom here, so this is where I want to minimize this turn, because you can imagine you're coming down that hill with a load full of iron. Right. Let's do that. Put that in G. Let's get this cut back over on the other side too. We're getting there. This is the last bridge. And then we just have the one last downhill. Right, this downhill, once we crest there and start going downhill, the smelter's just right over around the bend. Yeah, that looks, from here, that looks a lot better than the last time I did this. Like that just, a better looking curve, you know, We'll have to, once we get a little bit of extra money, we'll have to cut down some more. So part of the problem with trying to do it this way is, well, I can always redo behind me. Right. Oh, look, I got it. I'm getting good if that's... Let's Y go that way. How about a little X action? Cheated off the bridge. Right, the little extra X action, right? Start leaning into that turn. What? How's that look? Very professional. Look at that little lean into the turn there. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. We'll see. Oops, fell off the bridge. And this is a pretty sharp turn here, too. But that's all right. Kind of makes going over the bridge a bit of an adventure. All right, let's cut these trees down this hill. How are we doing on time? 41 minutes. We're moving right along. That one's already cut, I think. Are you cut? Let's save a little money. I would like to at least end up with, what was it, a little under $275 a piece for those cordwood gondola. Oh yeah, this is a bit silly. Are we going to do this silliness? Or do we want to find a better way up here? I think we should find a better way up here. Let's see if we can't follow the hill. So what is our slope? Yeah, like this just, that's too much gravel. I'm sorry. I'm feeling like that's no way anybody'd do that. My reality button is going off, you know. My reality alert, I mean. Somebody pressed the reality button. Yeah, right about here. Let's say it diverged, and I just want to do this real quick as a measurement. All right, we'll do. All right, so that's going above. That's the same height, right? This is the same height. So we're at a 3% grade. Yeah, so let's just see what we can do from like this point here where it's not ridiculous. Maybe even this point. Now we want to keep the 3% grade. But can we do it in such a way? Let's line that up a little better. We'll try to do a constant grade, but then stay stay along the hill here. All right, this is where we want to, let's take a look at where we end up. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if we were going across the valley, but we're really not. We're just running up. We're in a valley. We're not. There's not another one that we're crossing. 7, 2, 3. We just stay. In other words, I actually think we're going to meet up. Try to keep it above my head height. See what that's looking like. Or below my head height. Where did it go? That's actually getting up way too high, isn't it? That's all right, though. We can bring this in more at a level. All right. I mean, that doesn't break my heart to do that. Let's just get rid of. If it's under there, I can't see it. Yeah, so let's see if we can't tell what that looks like. It's going to be a little more windy, but it's the same slope, and I feel like, yeah, that's a little bit sharp right there. Do we do the wall thing? Yeah, maybe at a certain point. Can we do the wall right over this? Yeah, let's do the wall. Let's see if can we do the wall like right. Yeah, we'll do variable because right here we'll do variable. Right, like if we replace that with wall. Right, just keep it up out of the. Then we can come back and delete what we don't like. Right, like that will. I want to be at 5. Why am I? Because I went. Did I go far out of there? I went a little out of there. It shouldn't be. Let me look back. Can I see? That seems pretty. a little more reasonable. I don't know. I guess in some ways the wall represents even more work. But then again, maybe not, because I don't know. So I guess it depends on where you're getting your stone from. Because I think the issue that I have with the gravel isn't that you have to dump it here, it's that you would have to haul that much gravel. At some point, stone doesn't cost that much more than gravel. Now, it does, of course, the labor-wise, I guess it does. But yeah, so let's do this where we can still delete. Sorry, let's go up and delete and just see what it looks like before we go too much further. Yeah, look, compared to that goofy thing we just had, this is much more aesthetically pleasing to me anyway. I feel like that would be something you might do. To build a railroad would be a lot more reasonable than 7 million pounds of gravel. Just make sure I don't delete my wall. Is that where it transitions? So that was a nice looking transition for the gravel. Like you almost need to be able to put in. Yep, there we go. Yeah, like if you look at the way that looks, to me that's just a lot more realistic. A little bit tall right there, but you are going through the mountains compared to this. Yeah, see it over there? That's. I guess there's also just when you start piling up gravel like this, there's probably some issue with just the stability of the darn thing. Look at that. That's a massive amount of gravel. All right, and then what do we have to do down here? So we cut down a bunch of trees there, if you noticed it. Oh, look, we even have railroad track here. Yeah, so we don't want to swing this too tight because I want to. Yeah, this is messed up anyway. Yeah, maybe we go back to the gravel, starting there. I don't want to, because we really even need to swing this out a little further, I think. Let's get rid of this tree because there's no doubt that needs to go. Yeah, we'll do constant grade. Did I miss that tree or is there two of them or what? Oh, there it goes. It just didn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. And then let's just bring the wall down into it, though. I don't know. Well, you know what? I think I know how I can make it look good. Yeah, we'll use variable. And then not up, down, 3 down. Hopefully that matches. Four down. You know what? I think I'm going to use steady grade. From here, because I'm going to have to go. I'm a little bit higher than I was. I'm going to have to go down a slight amount more. So that's steady grade, constant grade. Oops, that's the wrong one. All right. Let's just get down there with this and then can... Oh, I didn't mean to end that. Darn it. I wanted to end it so I could see, but then I... That's all right. I can redo it one more time. From here is probably going to be good. You see what 3.5 looks like, right? Right, and we'll do this just to make up whatever other little difference there was. Yeah, so it'll be a little tiny bit of a sharper grade. Let's cut some of these trees so we can lay our final track. Let's see what we're doing. Yeah, that's going to be kind of sharp right there. We'll see. Maybe we could swing it wider. And you're going to have to wait, I think, for the next episode to see. We can take our first train trips. So we'll finally do a training episode. Not training as far as learning, but train conducting, driving. This has been quite a few hours of working on getting this whole thing designed and built so that we can get iron ore. Sometimes they don't move. Other times they pirouette like ballerinas, and sometimes they shoot up into the sky like rocket ships. We should probably cut those on either side, but we'll hold off for now. How is our money? What? Oh, look at that. Yeah, so we 875, or I'm sorry, yeah, we need to stop cutting trees down because we have, what would it be, like be 75 short of 900 would be $825 for three of those rail cars. So yeah, we just made it. So how much do you need if you don't cut every tree you ever wanted to? And I did cut some by accident. Not by accident, I did it deliberately, but mistakenly, where we went the wrong direction in a sense, and then I decided to change paths. But we just barely kind of have enough. We're gonna have like $50 left when we buy our rail cars. Now the other truth is we can run some. Yeah, we can make more money. So it's not. The main reason I was worried about the money in the very, very beginning is because you don't have any source of income until you get your first rail cars going and get everything going. And even then, it wasn't a big a deal. We could always run things back and forth with the other ones. And apparently I think you can go into debt with cutting trees. I don't know how much I'd recommend doing that, but the road path is a pretty good one. I'm kind of just staying in the middle of it. And this time I want to stay out to this side because I think this is the last this is the last turn, so I definitely want to try to swing this one wide. Maybe even too wide. Yeah, because that's going to be sort of sharp getting into this thing. All right, see what it looks like. There we go. We have a train track with up to the... I don't really like this 100%. Oh, here's my idea. I did mention this. Let's go back here. Let's swing this. Make this look a little bit nicer. We can even go from right down here where it looks boogered up anyway. Yeah, we'll do variable grade. All right, so we can come here. That's a 5 pitch there. All right, we'll swing this nice and wide. Look like it belongs that way. Then what I'm thinking of is when we get up to this thing, what you could do, right, is just taper that into there. Could even go down a little bit. Let's make it even. Oop, that's minus. Right, so that looked pretty reasonable, you know, like this transition. Yeah, I think that looks, you know, better than if you just had a cutoff right there. You could, yeah, you could spend hours just. I'm trying to make things go a little bit more quickly. I mean, it's already just hours of us doing this together, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And I hope whoever's watching is enjoying it, especially if you're watching at the end of episode 11. My super favorite people are the ones that watch the end of episode 11. And hopefully we don't have too many extra trees like that one to cut down that are in the way. But there we go, guys. We have a connection. It's a matter of me running all the way and getting a locomotive, and we'll buy those things. We'll talk about that at the beginning of episode number 12. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.